Ever notice how some women wake up calm, focused, and somehow not immediately scrolling their phone? That's not accidental, it's a habit. This video breaks down the small, behind-the-scenes habits that quietly change everything before 30. One of them takes less than 2 minutes and rewires your whole day. Starting at 11, one-sentence journaling. We always think we'll remember the little things. That weirdly sweet conversation with a stranger, the random 2 a.m. thought that could have been a TED Talk, or the moment you actually said no without apologizing. Spoiler, we don't. That's why one-sentence journaling is a tiny habit with massive long-term value. This isn't about becoming a poetic diarist. It's literally one sentence a day. Not deep, not polished, just real. You could write, wore mismatched socks and still felt powerful, or had iced coffee for breakfast. Again, the point isn't perfection, it's a pattern. Over time, these tiny notes form a subtle timeline of who you're becoming. No need for fancy stationery or vintage fountain pens, though if that's your thing, go for it. Just use your phone's notes app or scribble in the corner of your planner. Think of it as emotional GPS, tracking where you are, how you're growing, and what's quietly shifting under the surface. It's oddly grounding. One day you'll read back and realize, oh, I made it through that, and I got better. 10. The 2-minute rule. Here's a secret that no one tells you about being put together. It's 90% tiny tasks you don't delay. Enter the 2-minute rule. If something takes less than 2 minutes, you do it immediately. No thinking, no dramatic inner monologue. You just do it. Hang up the coat, rinse the glass, answer the just checking in email before it haunts your dreams. These micro actions are like brushing crumbs off your brain. They create instant lightness. And the more you do them, the more you trust yourself to handle things without spiraling into overthinking. You're not trying to be a productivity robot. You're just removing the stuff that quietly drains you. Because let's be honest, a lot of mental exhaustion doesn't come from big problems. It comes from 20 little things we kept putting off. That jacket on the chair, emotional chaos in fabric form. So the next time you think, I'll do it later, ask, will I really? Or will I glare at it all week like it owes me money? 2 minutes now means 10 fewer sighs tomorrow. And that's the kind of energy I vote for. 9. Phone-free mornings. You open your eyes, you reach for your phone, and boom, your brain is immediately hijacked by 6 texts, a cryptic meme, your ex's engagement photo, and a girl on TikTok telling you to drink bone broth. It's a lot. So here's your new rule. The first 10 minutes of your morning are yours, not your group chats, not Instagrams, yours. Don't even unlock the screen yet. Breathe, stretch, stare at the ceiling dramatically if needed. Just give yourself a pause before letting everyone else's noise in. This tiny delay isn't about discipline, it's about dignity. Your mind deserves a moment of stillness before it gets flooded with pings, alerts, and unsolicited financial advice from strangers. And no, you don't need to do anything productive with that time. This isn't a motivational montage. Just exist. Be a soft, sleepy human in your own little world for a few minutes. The memes will still be there. And the longer you practice this pause, the more you'll notice. Your anxiety eases up. Your focus sharpens. And you start the day from the inside out, not the other way around. Number 8. Elevate the ordinary. Let's be honest, most of adult life isn't exactly cinematic. It's receipts, it's toothpaste on your shirt, it's reheating your tea 3 times and still forgetting to drink it. But here's the trick. When you romanticize the boring stuff, everything shifts. Folding laundry, put on French jazz and pretend you're in a slow-motion movie montage. Paying bills, light a candle like you're casting a spell of financial responsibility. Washing dishes, treat it like a spa moment for your hands. The task doesn't change, you do. This isn't about being delusional. It's about creating meaning and softness in the places we usually rush through. When you make ordinary moments feel intentional, you stop waiting for someday to feel good in your life. You're allowed to curate your daily experience. Even if no one's filming it, which, let's be honest, is probably for the best when you're deep into sock matching. And when you start adding joy to the routine parts of your day, life starts to feel less like a checklist and more like something you're actually living. That's elegance. That's self-respect. That's quietly powerful. 7. Habit stack. You don't need more hours in the day, you need smarter timing. That's where habit stacking comes in. It's basically the art of attaching a new habit to something you already do, so your brain stops fighting you about it. Brush your teeth, add 2 minutes of gratitude right after. Brew your morning coffee, stretch while it's brewing, shut your laptop for the day, say your one-sentence journal entry out loud while putting on lip balm. Weirdly satisfying. The beauty of stacking is that it doesn't require motivation, it rides on autopilot. You're already brushing, already sipping, already scrolling. You just sneak a new habit in through the side door. It makes your routines feel seamless instead of forced. You're not starting from zero, you're upgrading the life you already live. It's like pairing cute heels with jeans, one small tweak, totally elevated vibe. And the more you layer tiny habits onto things you already do without thinking, the easier consistency becomes. You don't need to remember 14 things. Just anchor one thing to another. Your brain's like, oh, we do this after that now? Cool. And off you go. 6. The weekly reset. Every Sunday, or whatever your reset day is, give yourself a 15-minute ritual to clear the mental clutter. Not the full dramatic Pinterest version, just a quick, intentional pause to breathe, check in, and clean your internal whiteboard. Pick one thing too tidy, your purse, your inbox, that random chair that holds half your wardrobe. Glance at your calendar so Monday doesn't slap you in the face. Set one low-pressure focus for the week, something like drink more water or don't reply to emails from people who stress me out. This habit isn't about doing more, it's about feeling less scrambled. A weekly reset helps you shift from chaos mode into calm girl energy without needing a color-coded planner or 3 hours of me time. And here's the best part, it builds momentum. When your week starts with a little clarity, you show up differently. You're less reactive, less frazzled. You remember your passwords. 15 minutes, that's all. No candles required, though you know I'll still light one. Just a pocket of presence that reminds you you're in charge of your energy, and that's your real superpower. 5. Micro boundaries. We tend to think of boundaries as dramatic ultimatums or awkward confrontations. But honestly, the most effective boundaries are the micro ones. Quiet, steady, unapologetic. Maybe that means you stop answering work texts after 8 p.m. Or you start saying, I'll get back to you, instead of immediately saying yes to every plan, every favor, every last-minute project. Maybe you simply put your phone on Do Not Disturb during dinner, even if it's just you, your cat, and a bowl of pasta. These tiny boundaries are like invisible fences around your energy. You don't need to justify them, you don't need to announce them, you just live by them. And trust me, the people who matter will adjust, without you having to send a 3-paragraph explanation filled with emojis and guilt. Here's the magic, the more consistently you protect your time in these small ways, the less often you'll feel resentful or exhausted. You'll stop pouring from an empty cup because you're no longer handing the cup to everyone else first. It's not selfish, it's structure. And structure is what lets you show up generously without draining yourself in the process. At number 4, small movements. Let's clear something up right now. Moving your body doesn't need to be dramatic. You don't need a yoga mat, a gym membership, or a trending workout plan to get back into your body. Micro movement is all about slipping little moments of physical activity into your day, and yes, they absolutely count. Dancing in the kitchen while your coffee brews, that's movement. Stretching your arms and rolling your shoulders between emails like an exhausted office cat, also movement. Even 5 squats while brushing your teeth or a quick walk to the corner store in your I'm just a local legend outfit can shift your energy instantly. This isn't about fitness goals or calorie tracking. This is about momentum, about gently clicking back into your body after hours of being stuck in your head or glued to a screen. These little movements send a message. I'm here, I'm alive, and I get to move. You don't need special shoes, you don't need a schedule, you just need to interrupt the stillness with something small and kind. And the best part, the more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Your body stops feeling like an afterthought and starts feeling like your ally again. 3. Digital declutter. Let's talk about your phone, specifically the digital chaos quietly living inside it. You know that one junk drawer in the kitchen filled with batteries, random receipts, expired coupons, and at least 3 pens that don't work? That's what your phone looks like on the inside, but with blurry screenshots, 4,000 unread emails, and apps you haven't opened since you wore low-rise jeans unironically. The solution isn't a dramatic cleanse or a tech detox that requires a PDF guide and a prayer circle. It's one tiny habit, a daily digital declutter. Delete 5 photos, archive 3 emails, uninstall 1 app. That's it, just one cleanup swipe at a time. It sounds almost too small to matter, but it adds up fast. You stop scrolling past clutter you don't need, your device feels less chaotic, you find the photo you're actually looking for without digging through 6 memes, 2 screenshots of your grocery list, and a blurry picture of your foot. And no, it doesn't have to be boring. Put on a playlist, set a timer for 3 minutes, and treat it like brushing your teeth. Not glamorous, not dramatic, but weirdly satisfying. Your phone will thank you, so will your nervous system. 2. The art of pausing. Sometimes the most grown-up thing you can do is nothing, at least not right away. Intentional pausing is the quiet habit of giving yourself just a moment before replying, reacting, posting, buying, agreeing, or spiraling. It doesn't have to be dramatic. You're not meditating in a meadow. You're just pausing before you hit send on that emotionally charged message. Taking one full breath before saying yes to plans you're already dreading. Giving your brain a beat to catch up with your feelings before they run the show. That one pause can change everything. You say things with more kindness. You set boundaries with more clarity. You spend less time regretting impulsive replies or emotional Amazon purchases made at 1 a.m. while half asleep and emotionally compromised. It's the tiniest of timeouts, but it builds emotional fluency like nothing else. You don't just react, you respond from a place of presence instead of pressure. And over time, people start noticing something different about you. You seem calm, thoughtful, unshakable, like someone who doesn't let the world tug her around by the sleeve. And honestly, none of these habits will stick unless you build this one thing into your day. It's simple, but most people skip it. Number 1, one daily win. Productivity culture will try to convince you that you need a 5-page to-do list, a color-coded calendar, and a life coach before breakfast. But the real secret to feeling accomplished, especially in your 20s, choose one daily win. Just one. It could be finishing a single work task, making a difficult phone call, drinking water before coffee, saying something kind to yourself in the mirror. That's enough, really. You're not lazy or falling behind. You're just overwhelmed by a world that treats burnout like a badge of honor. Choosing one meaningful goal per day is how you take your power back. It's the difference between living in survival mode and living with intention. Some days, your win will be impressive. Other days, it might be put on pants. Both are valid. The point is to give yourself a sense of closure, confidence, and peace without waiting to do it all. You're allowed to rest in the satisfaction of one solid step forward. Because consistency doesn't come from pressure, it comes from permission. Permission to make it doable, permission to let it count, and permission to say, that was enough for today. Because it was! That's the quiet magic of micro habits, small steps that make your life feel softer, clearer, and more your own. You don't need to overhaul everything, just pick one and let it ripple. And if you're curious what to stop doing before 30, this next video covers the habits that quietly hold you back and how to let them go.